Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today is going to be very exciting. We got ourselves a new to us truck. We got a 2023 F150. This particular one has the 5.0. There's one thing that was killing me anytime I went to do anything with this truck, and it made it nearly impossible to tow, especially this bigger trailer that I got behind me right now. I'm headed to dump this one as we speak. I'm going to do a little test of the 5.0. Reset the fuel economy for you guys, the whole 9 yards. We're going to talk about the one thing that really helps out when towing with these trucks. Stay tuned. All right, as you guys can see, we are at the red light, so this is a good opportunity. Let's go ahead and reset our fuel economy here. I personally do like using that little hold feature. Let me know what you guys think. As far as this trailer goes, you guys have seen it before on the channel. It's a 28-foot floor plan. Dry, it's like 7,500 pounds, something like that. It's, you know, all loaded up and everything. You might be in the 8s or 9s, somewhere in there. Right now it's pretty empty, just minus a little bit of stuff to go dump down at the dump station. So, you know, say a round number of 8,000 pounds is about what we're hooked up to right now. That's probably pretty close. How does it feel with the new truck, with the 5.0? You notice the difference from the EcoBoost to the 5.0 in terms of just the low end torque and things like that, which is to be expected. I've also towed this trailer with a 2017 L5P Duramax. Obviously, that's a whole different category, right? In terms of stability, we do have some wind today. It's really nothing noticeable, not bad at all. Seems to be doing a really good job. Comparing the EcoBoost to this one, a little bit of a tough comparison because that truck was a 2013, so there's a 10-year gap, right? Obviously, there's going to be improvements in those 10 years, at least you would hope so, right? Which I would say there definitely seems to be. The 10-speed seems to help a lot. Just overall a little bit sturdier of a truck in general. Payload on my last truck was like 1,500 pounds, 1,400 pounds, and this one's, you know, almost 1,900 pounds. So obviously, you know, a noticeable difference there. Going over some bumps there, and this truck just seems to handle the trailer quite a bit better than that truck did. But that gets back to the truck, right? On my last truck, I had to do the same exact upgrade that I did on this truck to make it an actual viable towing option. I can't believe they don't just do this on most of them from the factory. So as some of you might have guessed already, I am talking about something really simple, and that is tow mirrors. As you guys can see, as dumb as this sounds, you notice how this one makes it outside of where the trailer is, right? Same on this side. You can simply just extend them out. It's super, super easy. The problem, these new Fords come with the tiniest, stupidest, most useless little mirrors I've ever seen in my life, unless you get the tow mirrors from the factory. Some of you might be thinking, you know, we'll just get the tow package if you're going to tow. Well, that's the problem. The tow package, even the max tow package, doesn't come with tow mirrors. So even if you want to add the factory tow mirrors after the fact, they're super expensive and you can't add any features. So that's why I got to give a huge shout out to our sponsor today, Boost Auto. I hit them up. They sent me out these mirrors. They were super, super kind to do so. These things are phenomenal. They feed right into the blind spot that the truck already had. You can add turn signal and sequential startup, so these lights will actually match up with the running LEDs going around the edge here, the same color, and then when I hit the blinker, they switch over to the same color as the blinker on the truck. They also, like I said, feed right into the blind spot that's already there, and they're super easy to install, especially on these Fords. Even adding the different light sequences was no issue at all if you have some tools and are sort of kind of fairly handy. I'm not very handy and I did it no problem. I did not personally make a install video because they have incredible ones on their YouTube channel that I'll leave linked below. But all I had to do, pop off this cover, 4 10mm bolts, pull out the wiring harness, super easy. Slap this one into place, couple bolts to hold it on, wiring harness, push it into place, get your bolts tightened down, put the cover back on, and boom, you are good to go. I did add those sequential lights, which was really easy. They send you everything you need. You can also add power folding. I didn't elect to do so. because I don't really need it personally, but for some people that might be really, really nice. Make sure you check them out down below. They build mirrors and all kinds of accessories for pretty much any truck you could imagine. So as you guys can tell and know, I'm sure, being able to actually see around your trailer is very, very important. So as I mentioned, Boost Auto is linked down below. Make sure to let them know I sent you a checkout with the code you see down there, and they'll save you a little sprinkle. Okay guys, here we go, getting on the freeway. Not giving her too much gas, but giving her enough to get up to speed in a reasonable amount of time here. You can hear that Coyote sing, dude. I love the Coyote engine. Just kind of being cautious, being careful. We will set our cruise right there. Let's go to 68. Like we were talking about with that wind, it is there a little bit. You do notice it. I've heard these trucks have a weird like anti-sway control thing that some people aren't a big fan of. I've heard you can turn that off and it actually feels a little bit better. If that's true or not, I don't know. I haven't messed with it. Don't notice anything too goofy. I did feel it, you know, jerk us a little bit there for just a second, but nothing too crazy. Want to see what gear it's going to hang out in. Let's take a peek. Right now it is keeping us right at 68, hanging out in 6th gear at about 3,000 RPMs. We'll just keep going down the road. We'll let you guys know how it feels. Okay, we have a little tiny bit of a grade here. Nothing really notable. Let's see if it'll downshift. Yep, there it goes. Seems to like to hang out at that 3,000 RPM neighborhood, which is I'm perfectly okay with. 68 miles an hour is plenty fast for towing to me. Yeah, just cruising 3,000 RPMs, maintaining speed. Nothing to it. Obviously, fuel economy is not great. We will keep an eye on that as we go along. One thing I have noticed, the brakes on this truck almost feel like a little bit soft. Obviously, it's a 1500. The brakes are okay. The engine braking is pretty, I'd call it lackluster. It doesn't really do very much. It's there. It's a little bit helpful. Obviously, we have trailer brakes and things like that, so it's not really a big deal. But the engine brake definitely could be stronger. Okay guys, I found trailer sway control in the menu over there and turned it off actually, because there was a couple weird things where I felt like it kind of overcorrected, if that makes sense. Like there wasn't really anything going on and you could feel it kind of like jerk a little bit. Wasn't really a fan of that, so I turned it off. I read something about that on a forum actually one time where a guy was talking about how he couldn't stand it and he turned it off. We also have that pretty decent crosswind I was talking about, so we're up at freeway speeds. With wind, no big deal at all, no issue. Truck's doing phenomenal so far. Still right at that 10 miles a gallon neighborhood. Yeah, so far so good. If you guys watched the channel previously, you know, one of the things I complained about quite a bit was the temperatures with the EcoBoost. Those early EcoBoosts did not have, it's pretty well documented, they did not have a big enough radiator and, you know, things along those lines. Just the cooling system in general was not really up to par. Obviously, we're not going fast and it's not peak Arizona temperatures here, but cooling system is well in check here. I wish I could figure out a way to display the actual numbers on here. If you guys know of a way, please drop it down below, let me know. Aside from that, everything seems super squared away so fast. That early EcoBoost just got so hot, so easy. It really drove me nuts. I could not stand it. I do not like when things are running hot or anything like that. I'm sure you guys know all the laundry list of reasons why. But at the end of the day, this truck so far seems to be a big improvement, hanging right out there in 6th and 7th gear. Just cruising right along, really no drama. We're going 70 and it's super, super easy. All right, guys, I wanted to do a test real quick. We are coming up on this little grade and we're coming off of a red light. So just get kind of there. I wanted to just reset the cruise control and see what the truck would do, getting back up to speed, how aggressive it is. Let's see. Yeah, not bad. It doesn't seem to be afraid to go get the power, which is kind of rare in the modern trucks. All these modern trucks really like to just sit around, try to get as good a fuel economy as possible, even in tow haul mode, which drives me nuts. This truck really doesn't seem to do that. Seems to have no problem jumping up there, grabbing the power. To hell with fuel economy. And when you're towing, that's really how I think it should be. Like I say, a lot of the trucks try to use as few RPMs as possible, even in tow haul mode, and that drives me up a wall. All right, guys, we got the trailer all put back next to the house. Just got to unhook it and everything. It is always a pleasure going through that gate with this thing, let me tell you. But like I said, we were using weight distribution in the whole 9 yards, so I certainly was not worried about it. Truck did phenomenal. Those mirrors are absolutely incredible. Big shout out to those guys again over at Boost Auto. But that's going to pretty much wrap it up. Truck ended at around 10 miles a gallon, so kind of what I expected. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.